regardless of you being an introvert or somebody who likes to be by themselves, we all crave a deep sense of social connection. If you don't like being around people, if you're mostly an introvert, even then, we all want to relate to somebody. We all want to feel like we're a part of something bigger than ourselves, and we all want to, relate to somebody else and talk to them and have that connection. Like for me personally, I'm definitely 100% an introvert, and I like being by myself. But when I do see people around me, hanging out with their friends and going out and doing stuff, going to parties and going camping together, just going for long drives and talking, I do see that and I do kind of miss that, and I really want that. But at the same time, I know that a lot of people are fake and not genuine. And so if I do hang out with them, if I do hang out with most people, I don't feel satisfied, just because some people's personalities are just fucked up, man. Like, you talk to them and you don't really feel like they're listening to you. You just kind of feel like they're judging you, and it's hard to relate to those types of people. And the types of people that I do want that deep connection with, they're not easy to find, because you can talk to a lot of different people and meet so many new people, but most of them are just fake, unauthentic, or inauthentic, whatever the word is. And it always just feels like, for some reason, they don't want to really talk to you, or whatever you have to say, they're not really interested. And then it's like, why the heck are you even talking to them? And at the same time, a lot of people are just too intense. Like, they're too like hyper and too like in your face, and just a lot of people just talk way too much, man. Like sometimes I just kind of wish I had a friend that I could just sit with them in a car and just listen to music, and that's it. Like, go for, I don't know, like a half an hour or 1 hour drive and just blast some Black Sabbath. There was that one song of Black Sabbath, I don't know which one it was, but I think it was called Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Just blast something like that, or blast some UB40 and just listen to music and just vibe instead of talking. But those types of people are so rare that if you find them, man, like, I would recommend just holding on to them and sticking to them, because you're not going to find a whole lot of people like that in your life. Like, personally, I find that I can be friends with a whole lot of people if I really wanted to, but it ends up just being super draining, because, like I said, the majority of people that I meet are not worthwhile, because they're just fucking vampires. They suck your energy. So just because I'm an introvert doesn't mean I don't want to have social interactions and I want to stay away from people. It's not like that at all. I feel like for me, being an introvert is more just, it's not necessarily wanting to be by myself all the time and not wanting to talk to anybody. Okay, so for me, being an introvert, this is what it basically means. I like being by myself 50% of the time, but the other 50% of the time, I wish that I could be with somebody or talk to somebody who was on the same level as me, in terms of just being chill, relaxed, not too hyper, not judgmental, and not feeling like I have to act a certain way when I'm around them. Because a lot of the time when you talk to people, you kind of have to put on this fake show or this fake personality, just so that they don't think that you're weird or they don't judge you. And I hate doing that. I just want to be myself, just talk without a filter. And if I can find that type of person, man, like, I'll be so much more happier. Like, I would still be an introvert, but then I would still get that hole in my life that's missing, like that deep social interaction connection that's missing, will get filled. So if I could find a person like that, man, like, and I already know a few people in my life that are like that. For example, there's this one person at work. Every time that I talk to her and then she talks to me, it's like we're both so open with each other, and there's no need to put on an act or put on a show. You know, like we can just be ourselves and talk. And every single time that I talk to that person, I always end up leaving the conversation happier and just feeling like I'm not alone in this world. Like I'm not, you know, there's somebody out there that can relate to me. There's somebody out there that I can talk to without having to put on an act. And yeah, so I'll leave that conversation just happier and just more fulfilled. And on top of that, I feel like I have more energy when I leave that conversation, which is super rare because, like I said, like 10% of the people that I talk to, I walk away with a lot of energy, but then 90% of the people that I talk to, I just feel like my entire energy is just drained. And it's yeah, I just get so tired after talking to those 90% people. So yeah, I don't at all, like I don't want to be by myself the entire time. Like I want to hang out with people, but the majority of people that I do see and that I do talk to are just fucking vampires when it comes to your energy. It just sucks. I don't know if you guys can, you know, relate to what I'm saying, but I mean, I feel like a lot of you that are probably watching this video are introverts, and so you can kind of relate to what I'm saying. You know, like we definitely don't want to be by ourselves all the time. You know, that sounds fucking miserable. Like you see, like sometimes I'll watch these YouTube videos where, for instance, one video showed a guy, I think he was like 55 or 60 years old, and he was living somewhere in a foreign country in the mountains, and he had a herd of sheep that he would just move around, you know, to different areas of grass so that the sheep could feed and get healthier and grow better fur, so he could eventually trim the fur off and sell it for a profit. And that's basically how he made his living. But at the same time, when the interviewer was talking to that person just did not seem happy at all. Like he was by himself for the past 30, 25 years or whatever. Like basically he had minimal human interaction and human contact. And in that interview, I think the interviewer asked him a question, and I think he was like, what's one thing that you miss, or one thing that you regret about the way that you're living and the way your lifestyle is? And his answer was so, like, it just impacted me a lot, and it just made so much sense to me. He basically said, living this lonely life is peaceful and relaxing, because you don't have to interact with people, and you don't get your energy sucked away from other people. But at the same time, he said that he wished that he could share this with somebody else, that he could share this experience and share this peace with someone else. And that right there, like, clicked with me so well, because I was like, that's exactly how I feel. You know, I like being by myself, but then you also kind of want to share certain experiences in your life with somebody else. You want to share happiness with somebody else. And you know, like, yeah, like, even there's a different film called Into the Wild, where it's like the guy was saying all this, you know, out in the wilderness by yourself is fun, but I think one quote that he said was, happiness is better shared. Or I think he said, I'm not quite sure what the exact quote was, but it was something like that. So happiness isn't real unless it's shared, which makes total sense to me. And yeah, so, you know, that's how I am. And I wish more people knew that about introverts. You know, just because we're quiet does not mean that we don't want to talk to you. It's just a lot of us are really intelligent and know that if we do talk to you, chances are pretty high that our energy is going to get drained, and we're not going to be able to. Oh, there's some people walking by here. I have no idea what they're doing, but yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of introverts are just misunderstood. I feel like me personally, right now I'm an introvert, but in the past I used to be an extrovert. And I used to talk to a whole lot of people and have a whole lot of social interactions, but I realized a lot of people are just energy vampires, and so I just decided, you know what, if a lot of these people that I'm talking to are like this, chances are pretty high that the majority of people in my life are also going to be like this. And that's exactly what I found. A lot of people are fake, not real, or just a bunch of assholes. And that deep social connection that I want, I wasn't getting from those people, which was fucking most people, right? So I decided to just stay to myself, and yeah, so that's that. And also on top of that, with with people that are fake, you kind of feel like you just have to talk and talk, and if you don't, then you're gonna get judged, and people are gonna think that you're weird and all that. But the weird thing is, with people that are not fake, people that are genuine, and people that really bring your energy up, it's like when you're with them, you don't feel like you have to say anything, but when you're talking to them, you feel like you have so much to talk about, because because when you're with those types of people, your anxiety levels go down. You're not on guard because you know you're not going to get judged, and you know that you don't have to have a filter on, and because of that, it's as if your mind just opens up way more, and you're able to access different parts of your brain, and as a result, you're able to just talk more about things that you wouldn't be able to talk about with a fake person, because when you're with a fake person, your anxiety levels are kind of high. You have that fear of being judged, and you have to put a filter on, and so you're not able to access, you're not able to access different parts of your brain and think more bigger thoughts, because you're just on edge with those fake people. And so yeah, genuine people, man, they're so hard to find, but when you do find them, keep them close to you and never let them go, because they are definitely rare gems. All right, I'm gonna sign out now. Don't really have a whole lot else to add. So yeah, by the way, this is my second video that I'm posting. I'm still getting comfortable on the camera. I still feel like sometimes when I turn the camera on and start talking, sometimes I just don't have anything to say, and I kind of just blank out for like 20-15 seconds. But I guess over time I'll get better with just vocalizing my thoughts, and just